Hey, what's up everyone? My name is FrankieW and welcome back to my life. So today is a little book haul video. I haven't gone book shopping in a minute because I've actually kind of been in a bit of a reading slump, but buying books and reading books are two separate hobbies is something I always say. So I just wanted to show the books that I bought. I hung out with Aaliyah the other day and we went thrifting and vintage shopping, and then we ended up at Barnes & Noble's and this bookstore called Annabelle's here in LA. So I thought that I would do a little book haul of every book I bought and kind of, I guess, like not a monthly TBR, because by the time that you see this video, the month will have already been over anyway. But I definitely think this is I have a very long TBR, to be honest, so I don't even want to put that responsibility on me. But anyway, let's get into the books. Okay, here are the books. The paper is a little ruffly when I hold it like this, so I'm going to put them down. I thought I would start with the book that I got from Annabelle's. Even though I went to Barnes & Noble first, I only got one book at Annabelle's. Annabelle's is a YA book curation store here in LA, and she curates the bookstore with all the books that I guess are like her top picks or things that she's interested in. I think it's a super cool store, very cute. I loved the dress decorated by books and stuff. I think the bag is so cute. I spent it all on books. I'm using this bag forever, or I'm gonna keep just the sticker. I don't even know, but I loved it. Anyway, technically my last book that I bought, but the first book that I'm showing you is Amelia Westlake Was Never Here. I know that there's this whole saying about never judging a book by its cover, but the cover and the title is exactly what made me interested in this book. The description says, an Entertainment Weekly Best YA Book of the Year. Who is Amelia Westlake? Harriet Price is the perfect student. Smart, dutiful, overachieving. Will Everhart is a troublemaker who never met an injustice she didn't fight. When their swim coach's inappropriate behavior is swept under the rug, the unlikely duo reluctantly teams up to expose his misdeeds, pulling provocative pranks and creating the instantly legendary Amelia Westlake, an imaginary student who helps right the many wrongs of their privileged institution. But as tensions burn throughout their school and between Harriet and Will, how long can you keep the hoax a secret? How far will they go to make a difference? And when will they realize they're falling for each other? Amelia Westlake Was Never Here is a funny, smart, and all too timely story of girls fighting back against power and privilege, and finding love while they're at it. Yeah. I love that description. I thought it was super cute, and I love that we're having more queer representation in books, but usually it is queer love between men, so I love to see more sapphic books. But yes, this is it. It is by Erin Go. I've never read a book by Erin Go before. Is there an author description? Yes. Erin Go is a Sydney-based writer whose first novel for young adults, The Flywheel, won the Ampersand Prize. The Flywheel was published in the United States as Get It Together, Delilah, and in Germany was shortlisted for children's books. Oh. So that was the first book. I don't know when I'm gonna read this one. This is not the first of the ones that I bought that I want to read, but this is definitely high on my TBR. We are in all of the books I got from Barnes & Noble's now, and this is actually a book that I saw on social media before I heard about it. So it's Old Enough by Haley Jacobson, and it's another queer story. It's about the main character is bi, and I'll read the description in a second, but I will say that the reason that I heard about this is because Haley on her Instagram was showing how all of her and her friends went on a train to take photos with her book, and I just thought that was super sweet. Ooh, it's blue and yellow. I love that. Oh, does that look super green? It's yellow, I swear. And the description for Old Enough is Savannah Sav Henry is almost the person she wants to be, or at least she's getting closer. It's the second semester of her sophomore year, and she's finally come out as bisexual, is making friends with the other queers in her dorm, and has just about recovered from her disastrous first queer situationship. She is cautiously optimistic that her life is about to begin. But when she learns that Izzy, her best friend from childhood, has gotten engaged, Sav faces a crisis of confidence. Things with Izzy haven't been the same since what happened between Sav and Izzy's brother when Sav was 16. Now, with the wedding around the corner, Sav is forced to reckon with the trauma that she thought that she put behind her. On top of it all, Sav can't stop thinking about Wes from her gender studies class, sweet and funny Wes with long eyelashes and a green backpack. There's something different here with Wes and with her new friends. It feels terrifyingly like they truly see her. With a singularly funny, heartfelt voice, Old Enough explores queer love, community, and what it means to be a survivor in the post-Me Too world. Haley Jacobson has written a love letter to friendship, and an honest depiction of what it means to find your people. And I loved that description, and I was super interested in reading this book. So this is another one high on the list for me. Cinder. I have been a Barnes & Noble member since I was like a kid, I guess. My mom I used to have my Barnes & Noble account set up with my mom's email just so I could like be in the know of all the books coming out. And I remember Cinder, and I remember the old cover that Cinder had with like the I think it's a robotic leg and in a red shoe, and I thought that the cover reminded me too much of Twilight, and I really wasn't interested in like looking more, again with the judging a book by its cover, but I just I don't know what to tell you. But this cover of Cinder I saw in someone's YouTube video actually, and I was just in love with it. I thought it was the most beautiful new cover for the story, and it made me really want to read it. I've always wanted to pick up Cinder, but like this is like the version of it I think I'd put on my bookshelf, and they have art on the second page, and again I just like, it's so beautiful. So even in the future, the story begins with once upon a time. Humans and androids crowd the ruckus streets of New Beijing. A deadly plague ravages the population. From space, a ruthless lunar people watch, waiting to make their move. No one knows that Earth's fate hinges on one girl. 16-year-old Cinder, a gifted mechanic, is a cyborg. She's a second-class citizen with a mysterious past and is reviled by her stepmother. But when her life becomes intertwined with the handsome Prince Kai's, she suddenly finds herself at the center of an intergalactic struggle and a forbidden attraction. Caught between duty and freedom, loyalty and betrayal, she must uncover secrets from the past in order to protect the world's future, because there is something unusual about Cinder, something that others would kill for. And I know this book came out... When did it come out? I'm pretty sure this book came out first, obviously, before My Friends, but the newer cover and rereading the description reminded me a lot more about like kind of Zoe's vibe in Gear Breakers, which is another reason I actually picked it up, because it reminded me of Zoe's book. Next book that I wanted to show is The Houseguest and Other Stories. It is a collection of short stories, and yeah, it was on the buy one get one 50% off table, which Barnes & Noble really knows how to get you with that. Like those of Kafka, Poe, or Shirley Jackson, Emperor Devai's stories are terrifying, mesmerizing, and expertly crafted. You'll finish each one gasping for air. With a cute psychological insight, I should have looked up their name. Davila follows her characters to the limits of desire, paranoia, isolation, and fear. She is a writer obsessed with obsession who makes nightmares come to life through every day. Loneliness sinks in as easily as a razor-sharp knife, and some sort of evil lurks in every shadow. Delusion takes the form of strange and very real creatures. After reading The Houseguest, Davila's debut collection in English, you'll wonder how the secret was kept for so long. Amparo de Villa was born in Mexico in 1928. In recent years, a massive resurgence of interest has acknowledged her as one of Mexico's finest masters of the short story. And that's why I grabbed it, because I was really interested. I've heard a lot of good things about it. So yeah, here we are for book number 5. I've heard so much about this book. So this is The House in the Cerulean Sea. I actually just kind of picked it up and was looking at it because like I've heard about this book before. I love the cover of this book. And then someone in the library, they actually walked past me and they said that this was the book that their reading group absolutely loved. It was their top recommendation for the month or for the time being, however long it was. And I was just absolutely in love with that so many people were so ready to tell me how good it was. So I wanted to read it. So the description is, Linus Baker is a by-the-book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company. But his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by the extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment, travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, that they'll likely bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at the strangest of islands, he's greeted by a series of mysterious figures, the greatest mystery of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to light. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story, masterfully told, about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that that family is yours. So there's been a little bit of a theme going through the books that I have about found family, unexpected love, queer love, and I just absolutely loved it. And those are my books that I got yesterday with Aaliyah. Here they are. Ooh, I should probably put the smallest one on top. So these are the books that I ended up picking. Absolutely love them. They are so beautiful and so unique. And actually, just to finish off this video, I thought I'd show the other books that I recently got. Okay, I just really wanted to quickly show Pageboy and Love Theoretically. These are also books that I really wanted to read, except Love Hypothesis I've also heard about, but I was less interested in it since it's a Kylo Ren fanfiction adaptation. And there's nothing wrong with fanfiction adaptations. It's just that I personally cannot remove that from my brain, I guess is the way to say it.